The illusion of love over fear. Machiavelli asserted it is better to be feared than loved. The nice guy ignores this biological reality. He seeks validation through affection. He believes kindness creates a debt. This is a fatal calculation. Human gratitude is a fleeting chemical reaction. It dissolves when self-interest intervenes. Fear is a different cognitive architecture. It bypasses the ego. It secures the amygdala. The brain prioritizes avoiding pain over seeking pleasure. When a leader relies on love, he is at the mercy of his subordinates' shifting moods. He becomes a hostage to their whims. He lacks the leverage of consequence. Loyalty born of love ends when the benefit ends. Loyalty born of fear lasts until the threat is removed. The nice guy mistakes professional compliance for genuine adoration. He avoids conflict to maintain a peaceful facade. This signals weakness to the pack. Predators identify the lack of teeth immediately. Machiavelli noted that men have less hesitation in offending one who makes himself loved than one who makes himself feared. Love is held by a chain of obligation. Men are selfish. They break that chain at every opportunity for their own advantage. Fear is maintained by a dread of punishment. That dread never fails. By attempting to be the moral superior, the nice guy renders himself an easy target for exploitation. He builds his house on the shifting sands of human sentiment. He forgets that a smile is often just a mask for a hidden blade. The fallacy of moral reciprocity. The nice guy operates on the false premise of a social contract. He believes doing favors creates a cosmic ledger of debt. He assumes others share his internal moral compass. This is a cognitive bias known as the false consensus effect. Most people are driven by immediate utility. They do not care about your past sacrifices. They care about what you can do for them now. Machiavelli warned against living in imagined worlds where men are good. He insisted on dealing with men as they actually are. They are ungrateful, fickle, and greedy. The nice guy gives away his resources for free. He expects a return that never arrives. He views his generosity as an investment. The world views it as a donation. Evolutionary psychology suggests that altruism is often a signaling mechanism. The nice guy signals that he is a safe resource provider. He does not signal that he is a protector. This invites parasites. In the Machiavellian view, a man who acts virtuously in all circumstances will come to ruin among so many who are not virtuous. The nice guy's morality is his greatest strategic vulnerability. He refuses to use the tools of manipulation because they feel wrong. He prefers the comfort of his self-imposed martyrdom. He expects the wolf to spare him because he is a sheep. The wolf only sees a meal. He dies with his principles intact and his influence erased. His legacy is nothing more than a cautionary tale for the ruthless. The vulnerability of radical transparency. Nice guys believe that total honesty is a sign of integrity. They reveal their intentions and their weaknesses to everyone. They think transparency builds trust. In reality, transparency provides an opponent with a map of your soft spots. Information is the primary currency of power. To give it away for free is tactical suicide. Machiavelli observed that a successful ruler must be a great pretender and dissembler. He must appear to possess certain virtues without being bound by them. The nice guy is bound by his words. He lacks the flexibility to adapt to changing circumstances. He tells the truth even when it destroys his position. He mistakes his lack of strategic discretion for moral character. The world rewards results, not the purity of communication. The brain is wired to exploit predictable patterns. When a man is entirely transparent, he becomes a static target. He is easily bypassed or neutralized. Machiavelli emphasized the need to be both a fox and a lion. The fox recognizes traps. The lion scares away wolves. The nice guy is neither. He is a rabbit who tells the predator exactly where he is hiding. He believes that secrets are a form of lying. He fails to realize that privacy is his only shield against external influence. By exposing his inner workings, he loses the element of surprise. He becomes a pawn in someone else's game. He is shocked when his honesty is used against him. He remains a victim of his own desire to be seen as authentic. The delusion of universal harmony. The nice guy views conflict as a failure of communication. He believes every dispute can be settled with a compromise. He spends his energy smoothing over tensions and appeasing others. This is a fundamental misunderstanding of power dynamics. Machiavelli stated that war cannot be avoided. It can only be postponed to the advantage of others. By avoiding necessary confrontations, the nice guy allows small problems to grow into existential threats. He buys temporary peace at the cost of long-term stability. He sacrifices his leverage to keep the room comfortable. He does not realize that his reluctance to fight is interpreted as an invitation to aggression. The vacuum of power he creates by being passive will always be filled by someone more assertive. Human nature is competitive by default. Resources are limited. Status is relative. The nice guy tries to ignore these biological realities. He wants everyone to win. This is a mathematical impossibility in a hierarchical society. Machiavelli knew that a leader must be prepared to be cruel when necessary to keep his subjects united. The nice guy's mercy is actually a form of negligence. By failing to punish bad behavior, he encourages it. He creates a chaotic environment where the loudest and most aggressive voices prevail. He thinks he is being kind. In reality, he is being cowardly. He avoids the discomfort of the fight and leaves his interests unprotected. He is eventually steamrolled by those who understand that peace is merely the interval between battles. The error of delegated strength. Nice guys often seek consensus before taking action. They rely on the approval and help of others to feel secure. They prefer to use the strength of a group rather than their own individual power. Machiavelli warned that a prince should never rely on auxiliary or mercenary forces. They are useless and dangerous. If they lose, you are defeated. If they win, you are their prisoner. The nice guy makes himself a prisoner of his social circle. He cannot act without the permission of his peers. He delegates his agency to the collective. This renders him incapable of swift or decisive movement. He is always waiting for a backup that has no real incentive to protect his specific interests. He lacks internal self-reliance. The psychology of the bystander effect shows that groups rarely take responsibility. By relying on others, the nice guy guarantees his own stagnation. He believes that being a team player will earn him a seat at the table. He does not understand that the table is owned by those who have their own weapons. Machiavelli insisted that the only way to be secure is to be armed with your own forces. For the modern man, this means possessing independent skills and resources. The nice guy's dependence is a form of parasitic weakness. He hopes the group will carry him to success. He is the first one discarded when the group faces pressure. He discovers too late that collective loyalty is a myth sold to the expendable. The distortion of pure intentions. The nice guy measures his worth by the purity of his heart. He believes that because he meant well, he should be forgiven for his failures. This is a narcissistic defense mechanism. The world does not care about your intentions. It only cares about the physical reality you create. Machiavelli was the ultimate pragmatist. He judged a leader by his ability to maintain the state and achieve stability. If a leader is too good and loses the kingdom, his goodness is a vice. If a leader is harsh and secures the future, his harshness is a virtue. The nice guy cannot accept this inversion. He clings to his sense of being a good person while his life falls into total disarray. Neurobiology shows that the brain is structured to prioritize survival over morality. When a nice guy fails to deliver results, his social status drops regardless of his motives. People do not follow well-meaning losers. They follow competent winners. Machiavelli noted that the ends justify the means in the eyes of the common people. They are always taken by appearances and by the outcome of an event. The nice guy focuses on the process and his internal feelings. He ignores the external metrics of success. He views himself as a misunderstood hero in a cruel world. In reality, he is just an ineffective actor who refuses to adapt to the script. He remains paralyzed by the need to feel righteous while he loses everything that actually matters. The poison of premature forgiveness. Nice guys take pride in their ability to forgive and move on. They believe that holding a grudge is beneath them. They offer second chances to people who have clearly demonstrated their disloyalty. Machiavelli viewed this as a catastrophic error. He argued that if you must injure a man, it should be done so severely that you need not fear his revenge. Men avenge slight injuries. They cannot avenge great ones. By forgiving a slight, the nice guy leaves an enemy at his back. He grants the offender time to regroup and strike again. He mistakes his lack of resolve for a spiritual virtue. He calls it mercy. The predator calls it an opening. He invites repeated betrayal by showing no permanent cost exists for crossing him. Behavioral studies on cooperation show that tit for tat is the only stable strategy. The nice guy plays a strategy of constant cooperation. This is an invitation to be exploited. He believes he can change others through his own kindness. This is a form of ego-driven delusion. People do not change their fundamental nature because you are nice to them. They simply adjust their tactics to better extract value from your weakness. Machiavelli knew that a leader must be able to eliminate threats decisively. The nice guy hesitates. He hopes for a change of heart. He waits for an apology that never comes. He eventually finds himself surrounded by people he has forgiven, all of whom are waiting for the right moment to finish him off. The vanity of moral superiority. The nice guy uses his morality as a shield against his own insignificance. He believes that his lack of aggression makes him a better human being. He looks down on those who are ambitious and ruthless. This is often a psychological coping mechanism for a lack of competence. Machiavelli understood that many people are only good because they lack the power to be bad. True virtue requires the ability to do harm and the choice not to. The nice guy has no choice. He is harmless by nature or by fear. He mistakes his paralysis for a principled stand. He builds a self-image based on the things he does not do. He does not lie. He does not manipulate. He does not win. The brain's reward system is linked to status and achievement. By opting out of the competition for power, the nice guy suffers from chronic low-level stress and resentment. He believes the world is unfair because it does not reward his passivity. Machiavelli observed that those who have relied least on fortune have stayed the longest. The nice guy relies entirely on fortune. He hopes the world will recognize his silent goodness. It will not. The world is a theater of action. Silence is ignored. Passivity is crushed. The nice guy dies with a clean conscience and empty hands. He is the ultimate victim of the myth that being a good person is a substitute for being a capable one. He is a footnote in a history written by the bold.